you.
Gentlemen, stay on with me. In fact, there are more developments that we're going to keep taking as they are pouring in now. There are new reports of missile attacks on power plant in Israel's Hadera. On your screens, you can see the exact moment when the Iranian strikes hit Hadera's power plant and the impact of those strikes. Visuals are clearly showing the impact of the strikes in Israel's Hadera. In fact, in other news now coming in, Iranian Parliament Speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf has stated, and I quote, "We are closely monitoring all US movements in the region, especially their troop deployments." He's gone on to state that soldiers cannot fix what generals have broken. On the contrary, they will fall victim to Netanyahu's discussions and delusions. All right, Ambassador, I want to come to you here now. There were also reports that Arakchi and Ghalibaf were offered temporary immunity in the time of this 5-day pause. What does that even mean when you've decimated the top leadership of a country? You're now giving a temporary immunity to 2 negotiators from Iran that US thinks it can talk to at a time that it is convenient for the United States. And also, like General Sudhakar was saying, none of the 15 points that Trump has raised is addressing any of the key demands of Iran. How can mediations really happen in this case scenario?
Kirti, in addition to what I said earlier, I'd also like to add 2 more points. First, that is that Israel will never accept any mediation from Pakistan, because there is a total distrust between Israel and Pakistan. And Israel is a major player in the entire game. In fact, the US was persuaded to join Israel, not the other way around. So that is another point which is very important. And then you would remember that Osama bin Laden was given shelter in Pakistan, and he was one of the most wanted terrorists in the history of US in the recent, say, several decades. So that kind of credential Pakistan has absolutely no way which can host a genuine dialogue between these 2 parties. Now coming to Iran, you see, President Trump seems to be a little bit now nervous. He first thought that the regime will fall, there would be a revolution or rebellion against regime, and the new government will come into power. That did not happen. Then he thought that they would be able to finish all their missiles and drones within a few days after taking total control of their airspace. That also did not happen. Now even today, Iran is able to fire missiles. They are also able to fire drone, and they are doing it with impunity. Then thirdly, Iran has used Hormuz as a weapon, and which has destabilized the economy of the entire world. And that is another important aspect. So obviously, Trump is now facing a what you call trouble in its own country. Even the population in US is also fed up. They feel that why should we involved into this kind of war where our interest is not there. Then he's also scared of losing the midterm elections which are due in November. So all these things are actually coming back to Trump, and therefore he seems to be keen to start some sort of negotiations. He doesn't want to send ground troops, because ground troops could be a very big disaster for US. A lot of body bags may go back, and that could cause a lot of anti-Trump feelings in the country. So given all these things, I do not see on the part of Iran to come down. Iran will continue to stick to its demand.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Trump will come down on his demands, and then only some meeting point will happen.
Okay.
But that meeting point is not happening now. As of now, Iran is very, very clear they have reiterated that unless reparations are paid
Yes.
and a very clear guarantee is given that
Against
Iran will
further
not be
attacks.
attacked again and that they will have right to peaceful use of nuclear power, they will not agree less than anything then
All right.
less